Peace and blessings, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to Real2reel360. It's your boy DJ KY's on the ones and twos right here. Uh, we'll be waiting on my brother shortly if he maintains it in it, but nonetheless, we're gonna do what we gotta do. Today, we have a special edition for y'all right here. We got somebody representing the Carolinas in the building. Y'all know I always talk smack with Mississippi, and we got a vend with Mississippi and the Carolinas. We good. All right. But nonetheless, we got a phenomenal guest for us to hear this evening. And without further ado, we're not going to hold her up too long. She's a little under the weather, but we're here to represent and hear her story so you can hear her good music and her journey. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to our special guest today, Miss Autumn D.
Hello.
Good evening, Queen, and how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
And once again, welcome to Real to Real 360. And we're just going to get started right now without further ado. So, what I would like for you to do is please introduce yourself to our fans, followers, and let them know who you are and what's a little bit about Miss Autumn D.
Sure. Again, my name is Autumn D, and I'm originally from North Carolina. I am a country Southern soul singer. Really, my music is a blend of country, gospel, hip hop, R&B, just all the things that I love and grew up with. And I have been doing it since COVID started. And I really used it at first as therapy, just because COVID was just such a stressful time for everybody. And I found that a lot of people enjoyed my music. And I was like, well, let me really try and do this thing, take it seriously and release some music. And I've been doing it ever since. And my first country Southern soul record, Southern Gentleman, I actually wrote in 2022 and released in 2023. And I've just been doing that sound ever since. And I just feel like it's such a great representation of what it means to be from the South, from North Carolina, and it's just authentically me. So yeah, that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
All right, all right. So, it's been your passion to sing ever since you were young?
Yeah, I grew up in the church, and in fact, my grandmother would joke all the time that my first word was actually a song. It was "Tomorrow" by Annie. So I've been singing ever since I could talk. But yeah, I've always enjoyed music, whether it was at church, school, just in the shower. I've always enjoyed singing and enjoyed music. So yeah.
Okay. And when did you realize that it was for you to take it a little bit more serious at the time?
Again, it would have to be COVID. I actually grew up Seventh-day Adventist, and I actually wanted to be able to pursue music as a career. But the music that I would write ever since I was little was just about life. And growing up Seventh-day Adventist, it kind of was instilled in me at a very early age that to want to pursue anything that wasn't gospel, was just, you didn't do it. And so I really, I would have done it a lot sooner. But, COVID happening and then being an adult and just life happening, I just had to do it for myself. And I feel like if I have a strong relationship with God, and I feel that the music I'm doing is positive and uplifting and actually shares a positive message, then I don't think that it's hurting anybody. So really, it was COVID that really gave me the confidence and being the strength to go for it, because I realized life is too short. You have pandemics, you have all these things that happen out of our control, and it's like life happens and you just don't want to have any regrets. And so
Absolutely.
yeah.
So you feel that was the transition a little tough for you to make it right to go from the 7 Day Adventist style to Southern Soul, or where you at now on this other side?
Um, you know, life happens, and there were things that happened in my life that made me realize that, I became more spiritual than religious. And I really had to be able to kind of find what I believed in and what I stood for, and not rely so much on the church and what I had been taught all my life. Really, I wanted to study the Bible for myself, and I just wanted to be able to know what I believe myself. And that's why I feel confident today in doing the music that I'm doing, because of the strong relationship that I have with God, and because I strongly believe that what I'm doing isn't anything that should be frowned upon. And I do see where my music, the messages and everything have been uplifting to others, whether, it's about getting away from an abusive boyfriend or, significant other, or whether it's about getting out of a relationship with someone who doesn't respect you, about just living life to the fullest and just being able to enjoy life. Goldmine talks about being able to find real love, unconditional love. So I do think that those things that we experience in life are just as important as being able to do songs that praise God. Yeah, I find that it's easy for me. So the transition wasn't hard at all. I was able to go full force into it, feeling that, okay, this is what I stand for, this is who I am, and I feel like God doesn't see anything wrong with it, so I'm good.
All right. Well, with that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump right into your very first single, Southern Gentleman. And hope
Okay.
that everybody right here. So y'all tuned in to listen right here, Miss Autumn D, Southern Gentleman.
I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treated me like a queen. He looked good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man. Them country boys got respect, they do. Main country girl, wild dreams come true. I don't want a white picket fence. F-150 not a best. I like romance and suspense. Yeah, yeah. He the kind of man you take home to your mama. He don't pillow talk, he stay clear of the drama. He a rider from the Carolinas, a hard-working man and no provider. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treat me like a queen. He look good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man. Hats off to the boys from the South. Black and country, that's what it's all about. He got dirt on his boots with those southern roots. He don't mind getting dirty. He the kind of man you take home to your mama. He don't pillow talk, he stay clear of the drama. He a rider from the Carolinas, a hard-working man and no provider. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treat me like a queen. He look good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treat me like a queen. He look good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man.
Oh my goodness. Listen to that. That is a definite hot blend between hip hop, soul, R&B. You just put it all in one good package right there.
Yeah, and I wanted to do something that really celebrated Southern men, and that whole stereotype about Southern charm. And I just feel like there's not too many songs that really celebrate the South and celebrates Southern men. So
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So who was some of your producers on the tracks or, that you've done with that one right there?
so for Southern Gentleman, it was David Chris. He's in Atlanta. And then for some other records, I've been fortunate to work with David J, who is in LA. And David J, I worked with when I first started recording, and a lot of the music that we started doing was just straight up R&B music. But it was David Chris that really he introduced me to Breland, who is a country pop. He does a blend as well of like gospel, hip hop, and country R&B, and he's such a great artist. And I remember when he introduced me to Breland, I was like, oh my God, this is just amazing. And I just feel like this is something that I've always wanted to do. And when I write, a lot of the songs and stuff that I come up with, it seems like it's similar. You can tell that he was born in the South and grew up in the church, and that's the same thing with me. And so we just started doing songs that were focused on, just being from the South and just, what it's like, and Southern Gentleman just came out of nowhere, and it was just so easy to write. And yeah, and we've been doing it ever since. So really, David Chris is the one that really inspired me. Davis Chris is the one that really inspired me to, go for it and not be afraid to, do a country pop sound or country R&B sound.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That right there. You know what? Listen, let me tell you something. That's so hot. It's so nice. We got to do it twice.
I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treated me like a
Absolutely.
queen. He looked good in
Y'all
blue
listen to the one and
jeans.
only
I
Autumn D
fell
right
in
here on Real to
love with
Real
a southern
360, ladies and
gentleman.
gentlemen.
He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man. Them country boys got respect, they do. Make country girl while the dreams come true. I don't want a white picket fence. F-150 not a best. I like romance and suspense. Yeah, yeah. He the kind of man you take home to your mama. He don't pillow talk, he stay clear of the drama. He a rider from the Carolinas, a hard-working man and a provider. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treat me like a queen. He look good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man. Hats off to the boys from the south. Black and country, that's what it's all about. He got dirt on his boots with them southern roots. He don't mind getting dirty. He the kind of man you take home to your mama. He don't pillow talk, he stay clear of the drama. He a rider from the Carolinas, a hard-working man and a provider. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treat me like a queen. He look good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He treat me like a queen. He look good in blue jeans. I fell in love with a southern gentleman. He real good with his hands. That's my kind of man.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
And
Excellent.
if you like that, we actually have the Trail Ride remix that's about to come out, and there's a line dance that goes with it. So,
Okay. All right. Well, we're looking forward to hearing that. Make sure you bring that back here so we can rock that out too. For
okay.
sure. So, who are some of the people you worked with outside of the producers that you mentioned just so far?
I got to recently work with Victoria Banks. She helped me. I was actually in an abusive relationship, and I had written a song. In fact, one of the things I did once I got out of that relationship was I had a journal, and I was supposed to just write like all my emotions and everything that I was feeling just to see how I was progressing. But I ended up actually writing songs, and I've been doing that ever since I was little. I would always, like, instead of a diary or whatever, I would always write songs to express myself and express my feelings. And so with this journal, I just ended up with a whole bunch of songs. And one of the songs that I ended up writing, I was just venting. It was so long, but I shared it with Victoria Banks, and she heard it. And Victoria's worked with people like Mickey Guyton. And so she's just a phenomenal songwriter. And so she helped me be able to fine tune it and to really, condense it. And it ended up, I love the song, and so many people love it. And so that's also something that I'll be releasing soon. So I got to work with her. I got to work with Phil Lamons, who he's worked with a lot of great artists as well, like Kelly Pickler. And so we wrote a song called Skin. And this was around the time when, gosh, it was last year, and it was in the fall, and there was just so much racial tension. There's still racial tension going on, but in terms of like the election and stuff like that, everyone was campaigning, and it was just sad to hear all the racial divide and all the hate that was being, spewed and everything. And so we ended up writing this song called Skin that was really to talk about how, at the end of the day, we all bleed the same, and we're all one race. It's a human race. And if we look at each other, what if we just didn't notice each other's skin? Like, yes, we're different. You can't get away from the fact that we are different. But what if we didn't care what if we just didn't care about, our skin, and just it was skin. Yeah, so just people like that I've been very fortunate to work with. And so yeah, and I'm also looking forward to working with some other songwriters and people as well. So I got some surprises. But yeah, that's some of the people so far.
Who were some of your inspiring artists, whether it be male, female, or groups, as you were growing up, and that you would always listen to and say, "Hey, one day I like," you know?
Yeah, Bonnie Raitt is a big one because of my dad. He introduced me to Bonnie Raitt. And then Reba McEntire, Shania Twain, Lauryn Hill, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Breland, like I said before. There's so many people. Gosh, Alanis Morissette. There's so many people. Bruno Mars. I could go on and on. Prince. I could go on and on. But even when it comes to gospel music, CC Winans, my mother had me listen heavily to Sandy Patty. So yeah, all those different, artists influenced me growing up.
Wonderful. Who were some of the artists today in the genre that you would say you would love, that you're hearing now, that you would love to do a duet or, a cover with, or, a feature with? Who would some of those love to be?
Chris Stapleton for sure. Um, he's definitely at the top. Um, Gosh, there's so many. Bruno Mars. I like Jelly Roll, Breland, Beyonce, which would be impossible.
Never
Um,
say impossible. You never know. You never know. You could be
Lauren
listening right now.
Hill, Lauren Hill. I mean, there's so many wonderful people out there that I would love to be able to do, a song with. So yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to focus more back on Miss Autumn D. We're going to play this Caroline. I got to ask you about this title,
Yeah.
Carolina Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
The inspiration with Carolina Reaper, that title.
Yeah, because you know that for the longest time that was the hottest pepper. Now there's a new one that just came out, but for the longest time, Carolina Reaper was the hottest pepper. And so really, I just want a song that encompass a woman that is confident. Because to me, I feel like a woman that is considered hot or just got it going on, I feel like a woman who has those qualities is someone that is confident, independent, knows her worth, and doesn't take any mess from anyone. And so I wanted to be able to describe a woman that's hot. And I was like, but Carolina Reaper to me is saying that, oh, she's the hottest, she's the baddest. And then I'm from Carolina. So that's really where it comes from. So yeah.
Right. Well, let's get it on. Let's represent Carolina Reaper in the building. Let's go.
Let me talk to you. I got that hustle. Ooh-wee. I'm on fire tonight. I got what you like. I got that hustle. Ooh-wee. Don't let it go to waste. I know you what it takes. They call me Carolina Reaper. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Hot as hell, I'm a diva. Get ready to meet Jamaica. Hot like pepper. I can keep you warm through the winter. We'll find nobody better and hot like me. Ooh. Spice it up just a bit. Wanna take a hit. Go down smooth like some cheese and grits. You know you wanna nip out like my nigga little. Hey, yeah. I got that hustle. Ooh-wee. I'm on fire tonight.
My God. Yes, absolutely. First of all, let me give a shout out. We got LaCream Dior in the building. We got Latoya Staley in the building. We got Patricia Miles in the building. We got everybody chiming in right now. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Real 360 with our special guest, Autumn D. Carolina Reaper, the hot one right here in the building. That's a hot gem right there. And I
Thank
love
you.
that idea behind it. How's it been for you as far as right now with your music and starting career and things? And what do you see right now is your strongest point to maintain when it comes to being in the industry?
Gosh, I mean, there's a lot I could cover. For me, and especially as an independent artist and doing everything by myself, I had to learn a lot. And so, and I'm still learning. But really, to be in this genre, I really do think, especially when I first wrote Southern Gentleman in 2022, I remember I was working with an attorney and he was like, "Why do you want to put this out?" And he didn't get it. And I remember even performing in North Carolina, performing at shows, and people would like my music. They would love it. But a lot of times people would be like, okay, I would be the only person doing that sound. Everybody else in the show would be doing R&B or they'd be doing hip hop. And so to see how that happened with, an attorney that was doubtful and even tried to encourage me not to do this sound. And then seeing where we are today, where so many people are embracing country music and Southern soul, with Beyonce coming out with Cowboy Carter and then 803 Fresh with his song Boots on the Ground that just blew up. I'm glad that I listened to myself and my heart. And it just goes to show why you should always be true to yourself. And, because of, this movement, I think now people really are at like, okay, you were doing that before. And people I've heard, people have said to me like, okay, I get it. Like you were smart. You were like, and it's like, it's not so much being smart. It's just, I was being authentically me. And when it comes to creating, don't try and do what everybody else is doing.
There you go.
Just be yourself and be true to who you are. So if you're writing and you find that when you write, there's a certain sound that comes out, keep pursuing that and keep being true to that sound. Don't think, oh, well, this is what's hot right now, so let me try and do something like this. No, just do what you're doing. If people don't catch on right away, they definitely will catch on eventually because you're doing something that is you. And people like things that are different and that they haven't heard before. And so right now there's just so many opportunities and people love Southern Gentleman before, but now even more people are being able to be exposed to it and to hear it. And so I'm just excited about all the things that, I feel are coming my way and things that are in the works. And it's been quite a journey, but I do feel like it's paying off. So, yeah.
Well, definitely right now, everyone that we have played, everybody's enjoying it, and they are some hot fire joints for real. So I can't think of anything else to do, but let's go to the next one. Let's come around my way and see what we got here. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Autumn D is in the building, Real 360 with a next joint here called Come Around My Way. Let's go. You hearing it right here.
Let me talk to you. Come around my way. When we dance in line like a food fry, ride a four-wheel drive. Come around my way. Those hot summer days on the porch playing space. It's back on the way. Come around my way. Love, chicken and cornbread. Lips on cherry. Then turn their head. Come take a ride by the riverside. Come around my way. Come around my way. Come around my way. Where we speak the country slang, ride around in a Chevy. Come around my way. Where you go, all the folks get Southern hospitality. Respect is required, we look good in our attire. Cause nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina. Mind our own, we're country grown, we headstrong, it's in our bones. Come around my way. When we dance in line like a food fry, ride a four-wheel drive. Come around my way. Those hot summer days on the porch playing space, it's back on the way. Come around my way. Bonfires, big ties, and fishing on the bay. Come around my way. Cornfields, dirt bikes, sweet tea, and lemonade. Respect is required. We look good in our attire. Cause nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina on our own. We're country grown. We head strong. It's in our blood. Come around my way. We dance in line like our food fried. Ride a four-wheel drive. Come around my way. Those hot summer days on the porch playing space. It's back on the way. Come around my way. Lost chicken and cornbread. Lips so cherry. Then turn their head. Come take a ride by the riverside. Come around my way. Come around my way.
Listen. I can't tell which one I like the most. Everyone right here is all on the same level. Carolina, stand up. We got the queen in the building, Miss Autumn. The awesome work, awesome
Thank
work. You have
you.
a
Thank you. Thank
fantastic
you.
voice and a great vibe that goes along, and I'm sure everybody in the Carolinas is loving it as well as everybody that's going to be listening outside Mississippi. Anyway, but yeah, yeah, we got love, and so this is just fantastic right now. I'm happy, and I
Thank
hope
you.
you so much success. And like I said, everybody, we're going to let you know right now, we will not hold this lady up too much longer because she is a little bit under the weather. So I'm going to respect that and make sure she harnesses her voice and get well soon, as
Thank
you know, I
you.
say prior to this.
And I
But
have a show this Saturday, so I'm really trying to
mm,
make sure I get as much rest as possible. I'm like, oh my God, how
yeah.
am I going to do this show? But yeah.
So one of the things I always like to ask our guest is this here: support. How important is support or your support team, a support system that you have? How strong is it for you to have that for your journey?
Oh God, I really had to be my own support system for the longest time. So support is, if you have a support system, then wonderful. You're blessed. You're lucky. For me, again, it's been a learning lesson. So a lot of times I've been having to meet different people and figure out who really can back up what they're saying, who really, has my best interest at heart, is not just looking out for their self and stuff. And so, even with the music that I've released thus far, like, if I had the team that I'm just now building back then, imagine where the songs would have already been. But I'm just now getting that support. And I'm just now getting that team. And it took me a minute. And so support to me is just so important, because if you have a team behind you and a really sufficient team of people that know what they're doing, then, the sky's the limit. You can go far. But when you're trying to do a lot by yourself and you're learning, and then you don't know who to trust and who's really out for your best interest, it can be very stressful. So yeah, I can now say that I finally do have that support. But for the longest time, it was tough not having any. So yeah.
As you know, listen, it's always going to be a struggle within
Hmm.
progress. You see what I'm saying? So keep doing what you're doing
Thank
and keep
you.
building, keep striving because you're in it to win it.
Yeah.
And that's all. And as long as you know you achieve what you feel in your heart and your goal to do, and that's the best part. Um, I'm sure a lot of people will be able to relate to a lot of the songs that you have right there and groove with it, pass it along because we sure enough going to do it. And I'm gonna make sure everything that I play right here is uploaded on our radio station, Real 360 Radio,
I
as well, so it
appreciate
get
it.
played. But we're gonna talk about your latest single,
Hmm. This
"Kiss
is my Wrangler
My
jeans.
Wrangler Jeans."
And you're from Winston-Salem, so
Well,
Wrangler
I'm
was
not from
created.
originally. I live here. I'm
Well,
born and
you
raised in New York,
live,
but I'm here. But I understand about the
but
Wranglers. Yes.
yeah, so that Wrangler was created, originated in North
Mhm.
Carolina. So
Yes.
Wrangler jeans, ever since I was little, I was wearing Wrangler jeans. I remember going to the factory, the Wrangler factory and everything, and being an Aussie and make the jeans. And just ever since, I've loved Wrangler jeans. And I wanted to be able to come up with a way of telling somebody that they can, take a hike, they can kiss your, backside, but do it in a way that maybe no one had heard before. And I was like, what's also something that would be authentically me? You know what? Wrangler jeans. So I was like, you know what? If someone disrespects you and doesn't really appreciate you, you can tell them to kiss my Wrangler jeans. And so that's pretty much the message to this song. And also the homage to Wrangler jeans from North Carolina.
All right, y'all. Here we go with Kiss My Wrangler Jeans in the building, Miss Autumn D. Let's go.
Let me talk to you. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell 'em kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah. He was a good hood Billy boy from the coast. From the coast. He liked designer jeans, he liked to boast. He liked to boast. He had a way with words, he was a charmer. Till I found the empty Magnum wrapper. He showed up at the door with some flowers. And my daddy came out with his gun. You're no good, no good. Two-time cheater. You need to zip it up, zip it up. Goodbye, see ya. Oh, you're out of pocket. Should never believe ya. Hit the road and kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell 'em kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell 'em kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah. He kept calling and calling and calling till I blocked his phone. He kept stalking and stalking and stalking. Showed up at my job. He had a way with words, he was a charmer. Till I found the empty Magnum wrapper. He showed up at the door with some flowers. And my daddy came out with his gun. You're no good, no good. Two-time cheater. You need to zip it up, zip it up. Goodbye, see ya. Oh, you're out of pocket. Should never believe ya. Hit the road and kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell 'em kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell 'em kiss my Wrangler jeans. Yeah.
Loving that signature right there. Loving that. Shout out right now to Che Williams in the building. Trinessa Simmons Dawson's in the house. Oh man, everybody's loving it on the fire. Ike is in the building. What's going on? And listen, you are just tearing it up right here with these songs. I don't know.
Thank you.
I need about like 5,000 more. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, they're all on Spotify, and I have some new songs that I'm releasing very soon. Again, the line dance, the trail ride remix to Southern Gentleman, and then some more surprises soon after. And yeah, so glad that you're enjoying the songs.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But Queen, listen, before we go, and I'm going to end it short because, like I said, I know you know, under the weather, got some things to do. But please let everybody know where they can find you, follow you, book you for shows, and where's your next show going to be performed. I already said Saturday, but where else will you be at?
Sure. So you can find me at Autumn Time Music. That's for Instagram as well as TikTok. You can also find me on YouTube at official Autumn D6562. And in terms of shows, and Spotify, I'm on all the music streaming platforms, so you can hear all my songs there. For my shows, I have a show coming up on July 5th in Stockbridge, Georgia. It's for the HBCU tour. And I'm really excited about that. And if you want to learn more about that, you can find it on my Instagram or my website, autumntimemusic.com. You hear my dog in the background. He's just moving around. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and I have some other shows. You'll be able to see the other shows I have coming up too. There's another show that's going to be in Shelby, North Carolina, that's coming up. And of course, you can just learn about all the things that I have coming up, new releases, you name it. And yeah, that's all I can think of in terms of where you can find me and also the shows I have coming up. And yeah.
Is anybody you want to segue, give a plug and shout out to? You can do so right now.
Yes, sure. I would love to. I would love to shout out Davis, Chris, and also David J. David J and I've been working on some music, some new music as well that we'll be releasing soon that I'm really excited for everyone to listen to. And yeah, and there's a lot of great stuff coming. So just stay tuned and make sure that you check out my website and my socials to learn more.
Righty, ladies and gentlemen, you have been blessed with a beautiful young lady out here in the Carolinas. Joshua Mel, you hear that? Carolina. I'd like to thank you for getting her, bringing her on here, doing the thing, baby boy. But yeah, Carolina. I'm going to say that all the time. Carolina. All right. Listen, awesome. You have a home right here with us on Real to Real 360. So at any given time you want to come back on and when you feel better, please come back on so we can extend the time so people can really get to hear you and know you a lot more and better from that way. And trust me, we're going to have a good time with all the music that we hear so far.
Thank you. I would love to come back. And thank you for having me. I'm glad we could do this regardless. And just, yeah, it's been a blast.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go. You take care of yourself and get yourself well, and we will see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to Real 360 with our special guest, Autumn D. We'd like to give a shout out to Fleet DJs, Underground Record Pool Services, GCTV, all over the world. We also got 82.3 USO. Yeah, PUSO out there, Columbus, Ohio, doing the thing, man. We thank each and everybody, fans, followers, friends, family alike that we don't often mention too much to, but trust and believe me, the love is real and the thank yous are always given. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all that support Real to Real 360. And we hope that you continue to do so as we are in our 5 years of Real to Real 360. We are in the month of July, and it's like nobody else's business. We are celebrating 5 years in the game. And we thank each and every one of y'all for making that possible along with us. For our dream has come true, and we are making it even better as we excel. I am DJ KY's on behalf of my brother Joshua Allah, aka Mr. PhD himself. We are Real to Real 360. I'm gonna play the song again. Kiss my Wrangler jeans out here as we venture out, y'all. Y'all maintain peace and blessings. I am DJ KY.
Let me talk to you. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell them kiss my Wrangler jeans. He was a good hood Billy boy from the coast. From the coast. He liked designer jeans. He liked to boast. He liked to boast. He had a way with words. He was a charmer. Till I found the empty Magnum wrapper. He showed up at the door with some flowers. And my daddy came out with his gun. You're no good. No good. Two-time cheater. You need to zip it up. Zip it up. Goodbye, see ya. Oh, you're out of pocket. Out of pocket. Should never believe ya. Hit the road and kiss my Wrangler jeans. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell them kiss my Wrangler jeans. Kick back, left stomp, clap. Kick back, right stomp, clap. Turn around, tell them kiss my Wrangler jeans. He kept calling and calling and calling till I blocked his phone. He kept stalking and stalking and stalking. Showed up at my job. He had a way with words, he was a charmer. Till I found the empty Magnum wrapper. He showed up at the door with some flowers. And my daddy came out with his gun.